All right, let's get it.
Texas, thank you for coming. This week, 9 individuals, including well-known musical artists, kidnapped and robbed at gunpoint numerous victims at a music studio in Dallas, Texas. 8 of the 9 were arrested yesterday in Dallas, Memphis, and Nashville. These individuals who are charged and arrested include Lontrell Williams Jr., also known as Pooh,
All right.
Shiesty.
He gonna say the names. All right.
And arrested include Lontrell Williams Jr., also known as Pooh Shiesty, Lontrell Williams Sr., Rodney Wright Jr., also known as Big 30.
His pops,
Darius
Big 30. I heard something about Big 30 on the run. You said
Evidently they got him.
First, Demarion Gibson, Demarcus Glover, Corday Johnson, Darian McDaniel, and Terrence Rogers has not been arrested yet, but will be soon.
All those last people that you never heard their names, those are the people that I texted you about earlier. I said the 60s got Pooh Shiesty indicted.
so. They was with some 60s.
Yeah, but that they really didn't though. You know what I'm saying? This shit is crazy, bro.
The complaint alleges that on January 10th of this year, 3 music industry professionals traveled to Dallas for a scheduled business meeting. Lontrell Williams
3, Pooh Shiesty, Big 30, and Gucci Mane.
Jr. arranged this meeting purportedly to discuss for a scheduled business meeting.
You kept asking me, was Pooh Shiesty there? Listen.
Lontrell Williams Jr. arranged this meeting purportedly to
He arranged it. Dum, dum, dum.
I ain't got my stream deck, but yeah.
Of his recording contract with Williams Jr. arranged this meeting purportedly to discuss the terms of his recording contract with one of the victims. As alleged, once these 3 men were inside the recording studio, Williams Jr. and 8 co-conspirators, several of whom traveled from Memphis, Tennessee, executed a coordinated armed takeover. As alleged, Williams Jr. produced an AK-style pistol and forced one of the victims to sign a release from the recording contract.
Here is it.
Memphis, Tennessee, executed a coordinated armed takeover. As alleged, Williams Jr. produced an AK-style pistol and
he had a micro Drake.
Williams Jr.
He had a micro Drake, and he upped that micro to Gooch.
one of the victims to
there you go.
Release from the recording contract style pistol.
Listen,
and forced one of the victims to sign a release from the recording contract at gunpoint.
Who do you think that is?
Rewind it one more time.
And forced one of the takeover. As alleged, Williams Jr. produced an AK-style pistol and forced one of the victims to sign a release from the recording contract at gunpoint. The remaining.
Who do you think the victim is?
Guo.
Conspirators displayed firearms and robbed the other victims of Rolex watches, jewelry, cash, and other high-value items. One of the victims was actually choked by one of the defendants to the point of near unconsciousness. Defendant Wright barricaded the studio door with his...
Defendant Wright is Big 30. This is how the kidnapping charges come in.
Defendant Wright barricaded the studio door with his body to prevent the victims from escaping.
Big 30, a big nigga like you. And he probably got scrapped too.
The ringleader of the conspiracy, Lontrell Williams Jr.,
hold on, listen,
body to prevent the victims from escaping. The ringleader of the conspiracy, Lontrell Williams Jr., was
the ringleader.
Home confinement at the time of the offense, as alleged, for a prior firearms conspiracy charge and conviction out of the Southern District of Florida.
Did you just hear what he said?
They were talking about his past?
No, they saying he was on home confinement due to a prior offense that he had committed, meaning he was in the halfway house, you know what I'm saying, and being monitored, you know what I mean?
So he was still in the halfway house when this was committed.
There you go.
Right back to prison.
Towards the end of his prison,
there you go.
Since he had been granted conviction out of the Southern District of Florida. Towards the end of his prison sentence, he had been granted home detention. Part of the terms of his home detention were that he would not commit another federal offense or possess a firearm. His father, Lontrell Williams Sr., is alleged to have helped plan and execute the federal kidnapping as charged in the complaint. And as described further in the complaint, within hours of leaving the Dallas studio, a number of the defendants were on social media displaying some of the items that appeared to be the jewelry that had been robbed from the victims. The charging document outlines some of the evidence, just some, establishing the defendants' roles in the federal offense. This is as follows: electronic monitoring data placing Williams Jr. at the offense location.
You hear what he just said? Did you hear what
Well,
he just said?
yeah,
He's,
I'm
he said electronic monitoring placing defendant Williams at the location. This nigga had his ankle braces on.
that's what I'm trying to say. I don't understand why though. Like, do people not comprehend that you gonna get caught regardless?
It gets better, bro.
Which would put him in violation of his home detention conditions. Cell phone records and license plate reader data corroborating the coordinated travel of multiple defendants from Memphis, Tennessee to Dallas. Rental car records confirming Williams Sr. rented a vehicle that was used by the group. Surveillance footage from the offense location, a nearby office supply store, and a hotel where several of the defendants stayed following the offense. Fingerprint evidence as well that was recovered from the crime scene, matching at least two of the defendants. Social media posts by defendants displaying what appears to be stolen property just in the days following the offense. Greyhound bus records confirming the travel of multiple defendants from Dallas to Memphis the day after the offense.
Greyhound buses?
In this case, came to
Wait,
Dallas.
pause it. So
That's
as
it.
much money as Pooh Shiesty got, you putting the niggas that you done took to try to rob Gucci and force him to sign something on a Greyhound? And you got all this big jury on, like, that's
But
worth.
this is a low level of thinking that these street niggas have that like we're gonna put them on a Greyhound so they can't detect that. You know what I mean? That they traveling.
But he had an like, what did he
No, no,
not think?
I know, but they're talking about like the people that travel from Memphis to Tennessee, like the
Yeah,
like Shiesty's niggas from Tennessee that travel to
yeah,
Dallas
yeah.
to help them out and basically like you know what I mean? Like
So they can start taking it's just gonna be under the radar.
that
You
thing is
not
gonna be under the radar because you buy a flight that's going, you know what I mean? But nigga, you got your phones on you too, like you stupid, bro.
To
yeah.
conduct
How?
legitimate business, and they were met with firearms and violence as alleged in the charging document.
You already said?
To conduct legitimate business. In this case, came to Dallas to conduct legitimate business, and they were met with firearms and violence as alleged in the charging document.
So Shiesty arranged this shit with WAP, you know what I'm saying? So WAP came thinking like, okay, it's my first time I'm not meeting, but it's my first time seeing Shiesty, my artist, since, you know what I'm saying? We got out, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, you know what I mean? He ain't think this about to happen.
This case should serve as a warning to others who believe that using violence and intimidation tactics to rob others in our community is a viable way to conduct business. I'm here to say that it is not, and that if you choose to do this, we will, together with our law enforcement partners here and the other ones in the Northern District of Texas, will bring you swiftly to justice. I want to thank the FBI Dallas Violent Crimes Task Force, the FBI's Memphis Resident Agency and Nashville Field Office, the Memphis Safe Task Force, the Dallas Police Department, the United States Attorney for the Western District of Tennessee, Michael Dunovit, and AUSA Greg Wagner, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Texas, my dear
AUSA?
friend and colleague Jay Combs, and the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Middle District of Tennessee, including my colleague Braden Busek, for their outstanding contributions in this multi-jurisdictional investigation and prosecution. I'd also like to highlight the extraordinary work. None of this happens without the
Yeah,
extraordinary.
because people from Tennessee and people from Texas. It happened in Texas, but people from Tennessee came as well. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And maybe Florida as well, because the case that he originally went to prison for was in Florida.
In Florida.
USAs in this office, and I'm here to say we have the best AUSAs in the entire country. That includes AUSAs Robert Withers, Claire Demers, and my violent crime chief, Jeremy Fugate. This case really underscores the importance of standing up for crime victims, no matter who they are or where they come from, and the incredible collaborative, investigative partnerships that we have, not only in the Northern District of Texas, but across the country, and we are all working together to make our country safer.
Producers, this plugin helps you finish your tracks way faster.
That's Kidnapping
I'm
Robert.
going to start with this loop that I made here.
Let's see, I don't know if he says anything else.
So thank you for being here today, and I'll answer some questions after my colleague here speak.
All right, so yeah, bro. and then we go here. Hold on, we go here. Where we at?
Oh, that shit is wild. This shit just all just happened.
This took place. This happened January 10th.
Oh,
Uh,
the situation.
yeah.
It is just now coming up.
So 9 individuals: Shiesty, Big 30, his dad, and 6 other rolling 60 neighborhood Crips. Right here. Let's see. So I just told you who Shiesty brung, right?
Yeah.
Wop brung Wop himself. He brung a bodyguard, he brung a cameraman, and then he brung somebody that was probably like a businessman, probably like on his label that has something to do with his label named BP. You know what I mean? Uh so yeah, 4 versus 9. And motherfucking Shicey ups the motherfucking micro Drake. But look. It says right here. Once these 3 men were inside the studio, Williams Jr. and 8 co-conspirators, several of whom traveled from Memphis, executed an armed takeover. One victim was choked to the point of near unconsciousness. This was his cameraman. Photos of some of his injuries were included in the complaint. These niggas were on it so quick, so soon, that they were able to take pictures of the injuries that happened. So these niggas knew as soon as it happened. And you know why they knew? As soon as this shit happened, and this is how you gotta move if you a street nigga, a rapper, and a multi-millionaire that want to hold your image and not have that, you know what I'm saying, rat name on your jacket. Because a lot of people right now are assuming that Gucci Mane is gonna tell, and he might get on the stand, but I doubt it. You know why?
He gonna leave it in the streets. He a killer.
No, brother. He moves, he moves the right way. I told you he had a bodyguard, correct?
Right.
His bodyguard was an off-duty police officer.
Oh, well then there you go. Oh, yeah. Of course he gonna tell. Yeah. If anything, the off-body police guard is gonna take the stand. He's a
There you
civilian.
there you go. And
Yeah.
and the cameraman right here that got injuries.
Yeah. He's a civilian. Ain't
Gucci Mane
no.
don't gotta say nothing. And
Yeah.
it got to a point, I've been doing my homework on this shit. You know what I'm saying? You've been transporting white pilots, and I've been delivering groceries, listening to this shit and figuring out shit was going on. You know what I'm saying? So evidently, Gucci said, "Hey, Shiesty, you know this shit still gotta go through the lawyers and all this shit, right?" And Shiesty was like, "Hey, nigga, shut the fuck up, nigga, before I shoot your ass on GP." That's what
Ooh,
Shiesty said to Gucci. Evidently, Gucci Mane was in the execution position. Do you know what that position is? Pause.
of course.
What? That's like when you on your knees on the
Hands and
ground
knees, nigga. Hands behind you. Yeah, like yeah.
with the pistol on, you know what I'm saying? That's what Shiesty had this nigga whop like. And the
No,
off-duty police officer tried to grab for his shit, but you know what I'm saying? You got 8 niggas, 9 niggas in there. I don't know. If Pops was, you know what I'm saying, had pistol on him and was, you know what I mean? But
I mean it's 9 of them. You know what I'm saying? You really could just have one pistol and damn. What was he thinking? All for a contract? What was so like? Was his contract
he
like?
thinking it's still the 90s and he could shoot Knight some shit.
Was he beefing with Gucci before this meetup or something? Like, obviously, it had to been like his contract must be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? To where Gucci owned. Yo, these rappers do not think at all that you have an ankle monitor on.
Pop the fuck out of that shit. Did you see it?
No, what happened?
Every man should be able to open up a can of Corona with a lighter.
Oh yeah.
Don't say, "Oh yeah," like you know how to do
No,
it.
I done it. Yeah, come on, man. You put it at the edge of it and use your
But
thumb.
but repeat what you just said though.
Um, I don't even remember. Like it just don't make no sense. Like what does it have? What is it? Is what was in the contract that had him to?
Okay, so I don't know if you remember Big Scar.
Yeah, I remember this score.
Big Scar is dead now. Big Scar was signed to Gucci.
Right.
When Big Scar passed away, Gucci hit the family like, "Yo, I need my chains back." You know what I'm saying? And the family's thinking that that's kind of like not cool. And then
That ain't.
the family's also thinking that like WAP gonna pay for the funeral and WAP only put like a certain amount towards it. He ain't pay for the whole thing. So they feeling some type of way. Big Scar and Pooh Shiesty are cousins. Big Scar and Pooh Shiesty are both signed to 1017, Gucci Mane's record label.
So
So Pooh
that,
Shiesty feels some type of way towards Gucci Mane for how he treated Big Scar and his family, Pooh Shiesty's relatives, you know what I'm saying, when that situation happened. On top
yeah,
of that, he's young when he got signed to Gucci Mane, and he not knowing that he got signed under the basically the beef that Gucci Mane and Yo Gotti had going on, you know what I'm saying? And that's when Gucci Mane went to Memphis and started signing all these Memphis artists to be like, yeah, nigga, I'm signing niggas from your city, Yo Gotti. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Type shit like that. So evidently when Shiesty got out, Gotti had a $15 million record label deal for him. You know what I mean?
When Shiesty just got out, but he can't do nothing
He
because
had to get out of the contract of, you know what I'm saying?
he had to get that 15 million basically, and
And
Gucci
this is
ain't tr-
the route that he chose to try to get out of the contract to get to the 15 million.
which was not smart at all. Now he about to, yeah,
So I don't know if it they got in the room and immediately, you know what I mean, like that, or they got in the room and like, yeah, I don't like how you did my cousin, blah 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 blah. I want out of my contract. And WAP like, yo, I'm not letting you out of the contract. We can sweeten it, you know what I'm saying? Blah blah blah. And as soon as that happened, Shiesty up Drake. You know what I'm saying? And all this shit take place. But real quick, within hours of leaving the Dallas studio, the defendants added posts on social media displaying what appeared to some of the stolen jewelry depicted in the photographs from the complaint. This is Gucci's watch. Screenshots of video posted from one of the people that Pooh Shiesty brought with him. The 1017 chain right here that BP had. So BP is probably executive on 1017. You know what I mean? So this is probably Gucci's watch or BP's. This is BP's chain, I know that for sure. And this is Gucci or BP's Rolex right here. Not only did they take the Rolexes, these niggas had him under pressure so much that these niggas went and unscrewed Gucci's earrings out of his ear, brother.
oh man, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's money. You know what I'm saying? Them 6 7
Mind
niggas.
you, all while a off-duty cop on Gucci's side is, you know what I'm saying, a victim. He's a victim and a witness. You know what I'm saying? Because he got robbed too. They took the cameraman shit. They took all the cameraman's camera, everything he had. They took whatever the bodyguard had. They took whatever BP, and they took all the watch Drew.
Yeah, it's over.
As outlined in the complaint, some of the evidence established the defendant's role in the federal offense include electronic monitoring, meaning his ankle bracelet, placed him at the location in violation of his home detention conditions. So he violated his halfway house conditions, his release conditions by doing this. Cell phone records and license plates corroborating the coordinated travel of the people that he brought from Memphis. Rental car records. So he rented rental cars for the people to come
That's
down to
bullshit.
Memphis. Surveillance footage from the offense location, a nearby supply office store, and a hotel where several defendants stayed following the offense. Latent fingerprints were recovered from the crime scene matching two defendants. Remember, I said this was an off-duty cop, so this crime got reported immediately.
Oh yeah, for
They
sure.
got fingerprints. You know what I'm saying? Social media posts by dumbass niggas displaying what appears to be stolen property. You know what I'm saying? Greyhound bus records. And not only that, brother, and I got like maybe five, maybe 10 more minutes. Not only all this evidence that they have, brother, guess what they got?
What?
They got content.
Which
I just can't believe the ignorance of some people these days, bro, and just street niggas and
rappers?
you get rappers, you know what I'm saying? Big 30 recorded the whole fucking thing. The whole fucking situation is in Big 30's phone. So
Oh
they said,
shit!
nigga, if you say anything about this, nigga, we gonna release it. Blah, 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 blah. Big 30 recorded the whole shit. It's all on video, bro.
And it ain't been dropped yet. Well, it probably won't never get dropped.
The feds are probably gonna have it because they're gonna confiscate his phone.
Yeah. But you see that sentence, if convicted, each defendant faces a sentence up to life.
Pooh Shiesty's done. He was on parole, just got released. He was
Yeah.
on halfway house, home confinement conditions. You just got indicted by the FBI that have a 98, 99% conviction rate, right? Right?
Yeah.
You're getting indicted on charges that you just went to prison for because you went to prison for robbing and shooting a sneaker dealer. So your points is about to get upped. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to your guidelines, you're done, bro. They're gonna offer you he'll be lucky if he gets offered like a 25 or 30-year deal. And if he gets offered 25 to 30, he better take that. Because if he goes to trial, he's getting life. He's done, bro. You got an
Damn.
off-duty police officer. If you go to trial, you got an off-duty white police officer and a white civilian cameraman testifying against you. You cooked, bro.
Yeah.
And if the feds get Big 30's phone and get the fucking video, overly cooked. What you think about everything that I just presented to you? Let me get like 10 minutes more of some shit and I gotta go. I gotta get out here.
It doesn't surprise me. It's shocking, but it doesn't surprise me. Um, my only conclusion is, with like you said, it was a mixture of the Big Scar situation and Pooh Shiesty must be in some type of contract to where, Gucci
He
ain't
wanted
letting
to
him
get
do.
out of the contract that this nigga has him in that he did my cousin wrong and my family bad, and I got 15 million over here with
Yeah,
Gotti, who I really should have been signed with in the first place because he from my city. You know what I'm saying?
the nigga was probably broke
But
at the
this
time.
nigga, but this nigga used me as a pawn to get at Yo Gotti. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, continue.
But no, nah, that's exactly at that time. Pooh Shiesty probably, you know what I'm saying, didn't have bread or whatever, just signed a deal. You know what I'm saying, and he blew up. That's what it sounds like. Was it smart? No, that was stupid as hell. Like just dumb nigga shit, bro. Like as simple as that. Like, it doesn't surprise me, but it's like shocking. Like damn, you done did this shit to Gucci and all that. Um, I don't know. They when they get to prison, they just gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? Gucci still, obviously he ain't an active person like that, right? But he's still a gangster at the end of the day. So without, you know what I'm saying? Some gang like what
Well,
Wayne said, real G's move in silence.
I did see something. I gotta get the indictment, bro. I gotta get the indictment. I gotta, because the indictment will say it all. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Because the indictment will say if, because that's the big question mark. Uh, is Gucci gonna tell? Let me see. Let me see if Ack is still alive. Mm. Because the indictment dropped, I just can't access my account to get it.
Oh, he's still alive. Bro, we want to have the fitness on Rob.
Oh, you talking to Rollo right now? Yep, right here. Paperwork, perfect timing. Damn, bro, fuck.
With Shiesty. They opened the studio for Gucci.
He on page 3. Come on, hotel Wi-Fi, what the fuck? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Here we go. I'm gonna let this play. I'm gonna start getting ready, but I'm right here though, because I ain't heard this
And
yet. I ain't heard this
here.
shit yet. This
So Jim,
this is the official indictment that the feds dropped. You know what I'm saying? So Shiesty already seen the judge. He went and seen the judge like 3 hours ago. You know what I'm saying? He got arrested probably yesterday, and he went to go see the judge today, right here.
10th, approximately 4:50 p.m. Victims who will be referred to throughout this affidavit by their initials or collectively as the victims.
RD is Roderick Davis, Gucci Man.
RD, MM, and BP. Now, RD, we could quickly say, if you guys don't know, is Roderick Davis, which is the name of Gucci Man's real name. His real name is Rod.
Stay with me, all right? Stay with me. All right. I'm turning my camera off, but I'm still listening.
Yeah.
Delantic Davis. So RD is going to refer to Roderick Davis. BP, as remember, looked like Hernandez Govan was right. BP seemingly is Gucci's man, and MM we're going to assume is a cameraman. Okay. Now supposedly there's a fourth person, which is the bodyguard, but that person, oh, see, no, they're right. At approximately 1 p.m., the victims flew into Dallas alongside RD's, so Gucci's head of security, who's going to be referred to as CW, which is hold on, what the fuck? Am I tripping? Hold on.
I got you.
Victims, at 1 p.m., the victims flew into Dallas alongside the security. So this is the undercover cop, supposedly. The head of security is going to be called CW. So they're actually not listed as a, or maybe, what is CW? Is it confidential witness or, we'll figure it out. And another security officer known as TD. So there was, Gucci had 4 people with him. Cameraman, his man, what's the names? BP, cameraman MM, his man's BP, and 2 security guards. The security guard who's undercover cop is known as CW. All right, for a scheduled business meeting between RD and the suspect, Williams Jr. He's a hip hop artist known as Pooh and has been signed to the recording contract for Roderick Davis's music label 1017 since approximately 2021. They were scheduled to meet because Pooh was upset, as we thought. He was upset with the terms of his contract and wished to be released from his contractual obligations. Pooh had asked Roderick to come to Dallas so they could meet about business. At 1:45, the police officer and his partner and the victims, including Gucci, arrived at the scheduled meet location, a music recording studio within a larger office building. When the cop and the other security and victims entered the building, they realized it was a recording studio who was owned by individuals that we'll just call this individual JN. It was closed. While they wait for the studio to open, and the five went to a liquor store and purchased liquors and plastic red cups before returning to the studio. Oh, W Gucci. Yeah, man, go get these guys some liquor. Williams' junior father, William Sr., then called JN multiple times on the day of the meeting. At approximately 2:53, JN answered the phone and learned that William Sr. was attempting to book a recording studio that afternoon for Williams Jr. and RD to record music. So, okay. So at approximately 2:53, he had answered the phone and learned that they were trying to book a recording studio that Pooh Shiesty and Gucci would record. At 3:15, at 3:15, they opened the studio for Gucci, cameraman, for BP, and forced it to security. Investigators later collected and reviewed surveillance video captured at another business located in the same office building as on the same floor in the recording studio, which shows that the father was outside of the building. Okay. So it looked like the father is the one who called the building owner to book the session. Looked like this guy didn't even know that they were going to do it, right? So the guy who owned the studio didn't even know they were coming there. And after Gucci gets there, he realizes it's locked. They go get some liquor. The father pops up, and the father's like, "Oh shit, let me call the guy. We're going to book the studio." They book the studio. It's opened up. Approximately 3:27. William Seniors appeared to be speaking with someone on his cell phone before entering the building around 3:28. Okay, so I guess this is him. Approximately 3:39, an employee of the studio arrived to assist with production.
Hold on, I gotta get on camera because I'm listening to this shit, bro. These niggas got specific times, bro. Off-duty police officer, bodyguard. If you a rapper millionaire, you better have an off-duty police officer that's a bodyguard, brother. I'm telling you, I'm going back off camera.
Gets like some engineer. When the employee arrived, Williams Jr. and Williams Sr. were standing at the back door of the office building, engaged in what to be seen as an argument over the phone. Approximately 3:43, Williams Jr. and Sr., Wright, which is Big 30, Johnson, okay, all of these guys entered from the east side of the office. The suspects walked through the lobby area before going into the studio. One individual with a dreadlock style hair, later identified as Gibson, can be seen on video exiting the building and shortly thereafter returning with a bag slung over his shoulder. So somebody came with a bag. All right, so right here. Okay. The 9 individuals entered the studio's control room where the victims were watching a football game. So look like Gucci and them, they're now in the studio, they're waiting, they got liquor there, they're watching a football game, they're waiting for Shiesty to show up. Look like the father shows up, but then Shiesty gets on the scene and him and his pops, I guess maybe they're talking to Gucci on the phone, or I don't know who they're talking to, but according to the feds, it seems heated. And then afterwards, they seem to be like walking in, but one guy goes and he gets like something over his shoulder. Yeah. CW was positioned in the studio lobby while TD remained in the vehicle they arrived in. So undercover cop is in the lobby. Depicted below are the photographs of the studio lobby left in the control room and the studio recording room, both taken from the Dallas Police Department body cam. So they did call Dallas Police. And crime scene photos captured on the night of the offense. So this is how the studio looks. The victims overheard.
This indictment got all the photos and everything in it, brother. Damn, that's crazy.
Shiesty talking on his cell phones, potentially with a probation or a parole officer, saying that his caseworker had given him permission to be out for rec time. So clearly he was, still going back and forth with, him being out for probation. And he's like, yo, nigga, I'm good. I'm supposed to be able to, I'm going to the studio right now, right? Cool. From what the victims could hear, he was informed that that was not the case and he needed to return immediately. He agreed that he was going to return immediately and he was wearing an ankle monitor. It led the victims to believe that he was on house arrest. RD, who's RD? Oh, that's Gucci. Gucci told Shiesty they could reschedule their session, but Shiesty requested to speak to Gucci privately in the attached recording room. Gucci agreed and entered the room with Shiesty, Shiesty's father, and Big 30. Meanwhile, meanwhile, the cameraman and the security, Meanwhile, the cameraman MM, and Gucci's homeboy BP remained in the control room, okay? So it looked like, remain in the control, okay. So you got the control room and the recording room. The artist is in the recording room. Usually you're going to have an engineer in the control room. Big 30, Gucci, Pooh Shiesty's dad, walked Gucci into the booth. Get into the booth, fam. I remember the Trap Lord Ross thing. That's the funniest thing. Get out of the fam. Anyway, so they walked Gucci's 3 of them. They walked Gucci into the booth to have a private conversation while Gucci's cameraman and his homeboys in the other room. And they're in the other room with 6 other individuals. Okay? So everybody's in the control room. And they continue to watch football. BP offered to share the liquor they purchased, and at least 2 accepted, grabbing red cups and making a drink. Inside the control room, Shiesty produced a purported contract termination or release paperwork from a bag and told him to sign it. It's like, yo, bro, come on, enough. Just sign this shit, bro. When Gucci refused, Shiesty became agitated. They started to argue, and then the cameraman and BP could see inside that, it looked like they were in a heated conversation or discussing business. But as the cameraman saw the conversation intensifying, he texted the cop who was still in the lobby. So it's the cameraman who texts the cop like, yo, they kind of going crazy in here, bro. Like, come in here. As the argument inside the recording room ensued, Shiesty instructed Wright. So he instructed, yo, this is like literally FDO. Yo, 30, pass me my Drake. Literally down to the T. Bag. Yo, the Drake is in the bag. Come on. Wright complied, leaving the room to go return it with a bag. Then he pulled what appeared to be a black AK-style pistol from the bag and pointed at RD. Damn. So Shiesty upped it on Gucci, like, what's popping, nigga? I'm getting released. Demanding that he get released. Gucci complied, signed the paperwork for Williams Jr., while Williams Sr. and 30 stood by. Gucci was not allowed to leave the recording room while he was held at gunpoint by Williams Jr. Wright pulled out a cell phone. Oh, my God. Hernandez Gavon was right. He pulled out a cell phone to record him signing the paperwork while being forced to say he released Shiesty from their contract. After the release was signed,
That's stupid.
Shiesty took Gucci's wedding rings, watch. Yo, Hernandez Gavon was right, bro. Earrings. So they unscrewed that bitch. Like, come on, let's unscrew your earring, gang. And cash. After
everything I told you was factual. It's right here in the fucking paperwork. Documentation trumps conversation. I wasn't just talking bullshit, nigga. I know what the fuck I'm talking about when I say it, nigga. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
I'm gonna keep going for like maybe 7 more minutes. Let's see.
Gucci signed the contractual release paperwork. Shiesty provided the paperwork to Senior and asked if it was good. Senior says the paperwork needs to be dated, so then they forced him to add a date next to his signature. As Gucci, Shiesty, and Shiesty's pops and 30 exited the recording room, the remaining subjects, Waters, Rogers, Johnson, Glover, McDaniel, and Gibson, produced handguns or whatever and began demanding property from BP and MM. Now, I got to be honest with you. L Security, you already got texted. So they text you that Gucci's in the booth arguing with Shiesty. And he's outnumbered 1v4, and you're the undercover cop, and you don't walk in there and like, yo, what's going on? Like, you're security? L Security, nigga.
L Security.
It can't be L Security though, because L Security, this is niggas testifying. He's the one that, you know what I'm saying? Gucci like,
we ain't got that far yet. So
we're gonna get that far, brother. Trust me.
No, I agree with you. He's definitely gonna testify for sure. He has nothing to do with being gangster and nothing like that. So he gonna tell what his side of the story.
Hey, you may win the battle, but nigga, you ain't gonna win the war. That's what Gucci's saying. You know what I'm saying? I need white folks on my side.
Undercover, off duty. So now, when Gucci comes out of the booth, his homeboy and his cameraman is getting robbed because everybody done up. So it looked like this was a plan. As soon as 30 comes back with a bag, get the Drake, it looked like the other niggas just backed out on them two, like, yo, what's up? Yo, y'all niggas gotta give it up too. Fuck it. All right? Okay. They produced handguns and began demanding property from BP and MM. BP was pushed on a couch in the control room. An individual named as this, a part of Shiesty's crew, later identified as Roger, searched his pockets and stole his wallet, stole his chain, and a necklace bearing the moniker 1017 was stolen from his neck by another subject he known as Glizzy 375. During the robbery, McDaniels repeatedly threatened to shoot BP for moving. But Shiesty told him, don't shoot him. Don't shoot him. BP further identified an individual. Oh, BP doing some identification. Talk some white shit. I fuck with it. Identified he was Baby Slime 375, later identified as Johnson, as being involved in the kidnapping and robbery. And that during the control room robberies, Johnson possessed a firearm and held BP and others at gunpoint. Both MM and BP identified the individuals they know as KD, later identified as Waters. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, man. Yo, Shiesty really living his lyrics, bro.
Yeah.
You got a line that says KD patient. Might not catch him next day, might catch him. Yo, nah. When he said KD, I'm like, KD red. Nah, nigga. Yo, look, he said I sick to a C-girl on the ops. She left the air tag in the glove box. KD's patient. He might spank him next year tomorrow.
Ooh, real screen nigga though.
Patient. He might spank him next year or tomorrow. God damn. All right, bet. So KD's here. He was involved in the kidnapping and robbery, possessing a firearm and holding him at gunpoint. MM, that's the cameraman. He was choked from behind to the point of nearly losing consciousness during the kidnapping and the robbery, resulting in scratches on his neck and his wrist. He was robbed of his Rolex, a Louis Vuitton bag containing other high-dollar watches, Apple AirPod headphones, his wallet at gunpoint by Glover, and they confirmed his Louis bag. They confirmed each all had an air tag. What? Oh, he had an air tag with these things. Yo, check.
Why do every real gangster, like this is when you know they're real? Because their crime that happens next matches their lyrics in their last song. It's like they wrote this in the future. Right? Nelly, murder on my mind. 2 niggas dead. On how he talks about shit. Then how he went, look at this. I sicked a C-girl on the op. She left the air tag in the glove box. Now when they're robbing this nigga, with KD doing the robbing, they steal something that got an air tag in that bitch. Man,
Stupid.
I ain't gonna lie, man. This is gonna be a good movie, bro. Let's see. MM later told law enforcement he was able to identify his robber by the Instagram handle. This. Okay, let's go check him out. Let's go check him out, chat. And closed it and blocked it with his body, preventing the victims from leaving. The victim's security guards barricaded the door and attempted to force their way into the room, but were prevented from entering. With guns drawn, the bodyguards managed to partially open the door, but realized they were outnumbered by the armed targeted suspects. So it looked like, the off-duty cop up they shit, and they're like, I bet we won't have to go in here and handle some shit. But they kind of get into the door and they look. So, them niggas got guns too. Never mind. Never mind.
You gotta play
Never
smart.
mind. Yo, this nigga thinking about his pension from his cop job, man. He was about to play hero. He upped it, pushing the, Yo. Oh, they got guns too. Never mind. Come on, let's go back and watch the front door. Yeah. RD was pushed onto the couch.
RD Gucci.
Room, causing the victims to believe that they were going to be executed. Williams placed the barrel of a firearm to the back of BP's head and ordered him and RD to Gucci's home. Damn. So Shiesty put the gun at the back of the nigga head and ordered
Crazy.
him to leave the control room and the studio through a west entrance. Gucci instructed the bodyguards to escort them to their vehicle. As the victims left, MM turned to Shiesty and asked him if they were really taking his watches. Yo, bro, you really gonna take my watch? Get your bitch ass out of my face. Oh, man. Based on recorded surveillance footage, target suspects left the studio and the office building through the east entrance approximately at that time. Okay? This is them leaving. And chat, the irony. Niggas got their shiesties on. I love with my rappers. My favorite rappers, I love when they live their raps. I love when they live their raps.
Because you know what's gonna happen ultimately.
Yo, Shiesty, I hope you ain't going for long, but I'm gonna bump your music like it's going out of style, nigga. I'm gonna bump your music like it just came out. I love when I figure out my favorite rappers is living their life, bro. They living their raps. They got Shiesty, like, yo, this nigga's doing it all. Everything he said in his raps, he's doing. External surveillance videos recovered from a neighborhood. Shiesty's father also owns a 2020 Dodge Charger Hellcat with this license plate. License plate. Okay, anyway. So license plate readers caught it.
Okay, about license plate.
So the pops drove out there.
In the father's truck that he drove himself, every other vehicle was rented. They subpoenaed Hearst and to ask for the information with the Enclave. They responded same day and said that the white Enclave bearing the license plate had been rented by the pops. So the pops rented vehicles for the other homeboys that was in town. The records further revealed that the Enclave was still rented to Williams Sr. at the time. Location information provided by Hearst in response to a search warrant detailed the movements of the Enclave between those times. The records corroborated LPR scans, and yeah, so pretty much they got the GPS info. Attention on the 31st. Of a violent and drug trafficking crime. According to records seized from the Bureau of Prisons, he was approved for home detention on the 31st. As part of his conditions for home detention. Okay, so it's home detention, not a halfway house. So I guess he got a curfew or something. He agreed to not possess any deadly weapon or
he wasn't even out 6 months.
A person possessing the same. Additional.
He wasn't even out 6 months.
I know.
He's required to wear an ankle monitor. That's going to be monitored by the Bureau of Prisons. Investigators received partial records associated with Shiesty's. The Enclave was also seen on surveillance video parking near the front of the store, which Senior entered the store, walks to the copy and print machine, and they obtain a copy of the receipt that confirmed that the transaction happened at the copy print machine at 1:59. So basically, they were printing out the contracts. So that's why they're trying to say it's conspiracy. Or print out the release form. The time Senior is seen on surveillance video near the machines during the time of the visit, Due to the close time of the visit,
So the daddy rented the cars and got the contracts printed out for Gucci to sign. That's how he's involved.
stable prior to this offense. The fact that Senior went straight to the printing area and the timing of the receipt confirming that the transaction occurred while he was at or near these printers, he believed they went to there to print off the contractual release that was presented to data from Glover.
That's all cell phone pinging. They pinging locations. I got like 3 more minutes. I gotta skedaddle. Well, I'm gonna try to finish this little brewski, but
Yeah, that shit's crazy, bro.
Location that Shiesty resided in prior to moving to his new residence at 12 Cowboys Way. Sorry, in Frisco, Texas. Damn, they just fucking doxed the shit out of him. 12 Cowboys Way. Oh, this is the apartment complex you live at? Nice little high rise. What's the problem? Okay. They all traveled together to the area of the offense, arriving by 3. The data from Shiesty's monitoring device align with the information with the everybody.
I'm trying to see if there's any RD said this, said that. I don't know if I'm gonna have time though.
Below stills from the offense locations next to stills from those surveillance videos. So this is them in Comfort Inn. Comfort Inn, they're in, and this is them right here.
They got hell of an indictment.
This is Mr. Shiesty guy over here.
And look, doing all of that,
Okay.
contract is still going to be valid. He's still going to be
And,
signed.
and I'm glad you said that. So let's conclude it real quick. At the end of the day, Pooh Shiesty is about to go serve 25 to 30 years of life in prison, all while committing the crime to try to get him out of his contract, and he's still going to be fucking signed to his contract. So Gucci wins. You know what I mean?
How does
You're
anybody
still
know
gonna
how
be
long
signed to
is the contract?
1017. Gucci's still gonna get a portion of your motherfucking publishing, distribution, whatever the contract reads. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And ultimately you're gonna be doing 30 years in prison, and the nigga that you're in prison for committing the crime against is gonna be making money off of you.
Well, you think he signed like a 10-year? It would have had to been like at least a 10-year deal.
See, and that's the thing,
We're
brother.
already
In,
5 years
in,
into
in the in the music industry, brother, and that's where people don't get it understood. You know what I'm saying? In the music industry, we don't sign like deals like the NBA or NFL, like 5 year deals. We sign album deals, meaning we signed 6 album deals, we signed 7 album deals, 10 album deals, maybe 4 album deal. You know what I mean? I don't know how many albums the
uh,
contract read that Pooh Shiesty needed to, you know what I'm saying, provide to 1017 to fully fulfill his obligations of that contract. You know
yeah,
what I
that's
mean? So I guarantee that contract isn't fully fulfilled yet. So Gucci's gonna remain his, owner of that, you know what I'm saying, for
hella shit, basically.
a long while. Because Pooh Shiesty only has what, 1 album, maybe 2. He might have signed like a 5 year album, a 5 deal album.
Oh
Ain't,
yeah,
ain't no albums, ain't no albums coming out in the next, you know what I'm saying? Unless Shiesty finds some Tory Lanez kind of way to record in prison and get with Gucci and like let me release this music and try to get off, but I doubt that.
yeah. Gucci,
Shiesty,
no.
who Shiesty the dumbest motherfucker rapper I've ever fucking seen in life.
This is the dumbest, wildest shit a rapper has ever done.
Stupidest. And like I said, I heard when this shit happened, I knew hours after this shit happened, bro. Because even though I'm not in the music industry, I'm tapped into motherfuckers that release the information. That's tapped into the music industry. And when I heard it, I was like, damn, I can see that happening. And I just laid it all out for you right there, bro. Pause.
That's sad. Yep. Now they got to do years in prison.
Last remarks.
Like of the whole situation.
Yeah.
They get what they deserve. That was stupid. You on it's so many red flags. You on house arrest. You up in a pistol to Gucci. You know what I'm saying? Like it just makes no sense. But Gucci too, like you a millionaire, like you said earlier, like you shouldn't be there should be people around you at all times. Especially when you know one of
He
your
had two.
artists.
I only thought he had one bodyguard. He had two.
Yeah, but like you said, 4 against 9. And how many people out of 9 people had pistols?
Probably all nine. Maybe
That's what
eight. I'm not counting one. I'm not counting his dad. So maybe eight.
yeah.
Stupid.
Even if it was 2 pistols, it's still 9 people. You know what I'm saying?
It's stupid. It's retarded. It's niggas ain't got no motherfucking
Money hungry.
niggas ain't
Because
got no appreciation for it. You know what I mean?
yeah, like I'm sure Shiesty was already rich, or he might not really have been.
Yeah, I mean he has some increments, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, he had some money.
he wasn't broke. You know what I mean? But y'all rappers got to do better. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna leave on this note. The indictment dropped, and like 2, 3 hours later, damn, my veins popping. The indictment dropped, and then like 2 hours later, 3 hours later, the exposers exposed. Lontrell Williams Sr. is a rat. He's been cooperating with the motherfucking feds since 2009. And we also
Oh,
know that Pooh Shiesty is a rat as well because he has a proffer on his paperwork. We got the 5K one on Lontrell Williams Sr. I gotta figure out if the 5K one is on Shiesty or not. I don't think there is, but you did a proffer, bro. So if you do the proffer, you're cooperating and giving information to the authorities. So at the end of the day, Shiesty's a rat and his dad's a rat. You know what I'm saying? Long-tailed rats. You know what I'm saying? So who
okay.
cares about this shit anyway? They're all rats. You know what I mean? Rats gonna do dumb shit, bro. You know what I mean? They gonna go
Yeah.
do prison. They gonna go to the penitentiary for the rest of their life, bro, and fuck off millions, bro. You had an opportunity to get $15 million record label deal, and you didn't want to handle it like a man, like through the Lord and do whatever you got to do to get up out that motherfucking situation. Because all you had to do was get in the motherfucking studio and give him two, three, maybe four more albums, and that's easy. You know what I'm saying? And call it a day and get up out the situation. But you didn't want to do it. Now you got 30 years in the penitentiary with other men.
It's a cold world, man.
Cold world, bro. Damn it, NTTV, live in the flesh, one of the best cities, city, titty, titty. If you appreciate all the motherfucking content we just delivered to you, hit that like button, subscribe to the channels, tune in TV, damn it, NTTV. You know what the fuck going on. Live in the flesh, one of the best cities, city, titty, titty. It's the kid that did too blessed to be stressed, too pressure to be pressed. You dig? And we out just like that. You got anything to
Ah, you said it all.
say?